Welcome back and good morning once again as we're resuming the breakfast show. As you saw in the report yesterday, we Egypt witnessed a really great and significant event of the ancient Egyptians, a phenomenon that happens twice a year in Aswan's Abu Simbel temple. It took place yesterday on October 22nd when the sun rays fell directly and exactly on the face of King Ramesses II. It was celebrated all over the country yesterday. Tourists and people, tourists, both domestic and international, attended the event. We want to know the whole story and the history behind this event and what it signifies for the ancient Egyptians. We're pleased to be joined this morning by Basam, الشماع, who is a lecturer in Egyptology. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning, Mr. Bessam. Thank you for joining us. Bessam, can you tell us about this very special phenomenon in Egypt, the rays of the sun, which was reflected yesterday at dawn at the face of King Ramesses II, this biannual phenomenon. Can you explain to us how this took place?
Once again, the world stood amazed yesterday, as it does and did and will always, inshallah, be twice a year. Originally, the 21st of February and the 21st of October. And when they moved the two temples, because there were two temples and Abu Simbel still, inshallah, and that will be the 22nd of February, 22nd of October. The reason for that 1 day extra is the movement of 64 meters above the original level of the temple. That is the amazing feat of engineering that took place in 1964-68. But yesterday, once again, the ancient Egyptians are sending to us the message, we are geniuses. And this time, they are not only genius in architecture or carving or angles of inclinations or the movement of the stars and the solar disk, sun and the moon, but also the dedication of carving two temples, not building two temples. Huge.
Right, I didn't know about that. It's very interesting. They actually carved the temples out of rocks. It wasn't built.
Out of this world. Because if you come to think of it, it's carving with an angle. And that is not easy to do in a place where temperatures can reach over 50 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
I experienced with my group as a tour guide with a British group, bless them, and the pilot tell us temperature outside the cabin is 56 degrees Celsius in Abu Simbel. So we are talking about very harsh environment for those workers to deal with in ancient times. 1200s BC, Ramesses II, and not Ramses.
Oh my God.
Ramesses, this is your first lesson today. Ramesses or Ramesu, if you like. The second, and by the way, just for the info, the second is our naming to the man. There was no the second in ancient Egypt. There was no the third.
But where
ancient
did
Egyptians
it come
did
from?
not. These are the Egyptologists and the historians call them this way.
To know them,
they gave them
to
numbers, but ancient
differentiate
Egyptians, ancient Egyptians didn't give them numbers. So anyway, the solar disk would send its beautiful rays, and it will enter from the main and the only entrance of the facade of the temple.
And we are seeing here, Mr.
Excellent.
Bessam, some photos from yesterday's event of the solar phenomenon.
If we can start taking a look at some of the pictures and the photos. Take a look at Ramesses now, one of 4 statues carved in the last chamber in the temple. The sun rays would enter from the main entrance. If we can have the picture of the facade of the entrance of the temple I brought you, you will notice that there is an entrance that the sun rays will enter from, and it travels inside the temple for 60 meters, 60, all the way until it enters inside the sanctuary, or as we like to refer to it as the Holy of Holies. Inside the Holy of Holies, 4 statues. Let's picture them just like you guys. Carved from right to left, Ra-Horakti, and that's the falcon human-headed figure. Ra, Hur, Akhti. Right beside him is Ramesses himself. So Ramesses here, Ramesses is shoulder to shoulder with the deities, with the mythological deities. A smart guy, because now he's gonna be obluted by the sun. He's gonna be okayed by the sun. The sun, Ra, is telling him, I illuminate you. I put light on you. I say yes to you. This is the point behind the idea. So right beside him is Amun Ra. Whenever you see a guy with 2 feathers on his head, he is Emin Ra. We call him Amun Ra. Right beside them, the 4th one is Pitah or Pitah, and this guy, Pitah, is the secret, the key of the secret of the focusing of the sun. So 4 statues, 3 illuminates and the 4th does not illuminate.
Why?
Why is that?
And that's the key. That's the secret. Suspense.
I heard that the 4th one is the god of the underworld, and the reason behind why it doesn't illuminate is because it's the underworld.
10 out of 10?
But why the god of the underworld was not illuminated as well?
Because the sun, as we know from the mythology in ancient Egypt, travels a journey of 24 hours. 12 hours in the light with an L, and 12 hours in the night with an N. And if you are in the night, you are in darkness. And if you're in darkness, you're not allowed to be illuminated, because if you are illuminated, you're not going to be functioning in the darkness. So the genius of the ancient Egyptian sculpture is out of this world. This is how it really impresses us, that everybody will tell you, oh, it doesn't illuminate, the whole phenomena is wrong. You are telling us that the ancient Egyptians studied that and did that and were miracles in this, and now the 4th statue is not illuminating, so the whole phenomena is not correct. The contrary.
They were
Pitah
so accurate.
would illuminate, if the 4th guy on the left of the viewer would illuminate, the whole phenomena would be wrong, not would be right. It is right because it doesn't illuminate. Because Pitah originally is from Menf. It's from Mitrahina, it's from Badrashin in Giza. That's the local deity.
How did he go on this way?
You see? Smart Ramesses once again. He puts Ra Hurakhti. So Ra and Heliopolis and all those guys. So Heliopolis, Heliopolis, Matariya nowadays, Ain Shams. So these are the local deity. So he brought Heliopolis with him, right beside him. He brought Amun Ra with the 2 feathers, and that's Thebes, Luxor. And then he puts Pitah of Menf. He's putting 3 of the most crucial religious mythological characters in one room, in one row.
With himself.
Shoulder to shoulder with himself. Tell me if that's smart or what.
And that's to prove that he is
the son of those guys. He is the blood of those guys. Those guys are giving him his blood. He is the son of the sun. He is S-O-N, S-U-N. He is the son of the sun. He's the son of Ra. Ra-Mesu.
And he's also trying to prove that he is as powerful as the gods?
Definitely. Well spotted.
He was quite modest.
Oh yes, here I am.
Modest,
shoulder to shoulder to the guy. Oh, Ramesses, don't talk about modesty. Modesty is not his middle name. Thank you very much. Making a statue of 67 feet high, I don't think modesty plays any role in that. But take a look at the Ramesseum in the west bank of Luxor, where in the Ramesseum of Ramesses II as well, there was a statue, still remaining a great deal of it, 1,000 tons weighing.
Wow.
One piece of granite. And I don't want to talk about carving, I'm talking about transportation. Carving is another art that we can make another program about. But we are talking about moving. So exactly the same idea. So let us take a look, if you like, at this. This is very important since you are all interested in Ra-Mesu, the man who his name was mentioned yesterday millions and millions of times.
Absolutely.
This is what we like to call in Egyptology a cartouche or a khartouche. The cartouche is an oblong design. It can be standing up, it can be sleeping on its side if you like. Right in front of us is one of the 2 cartouches of the king. Every king has got 2 cartouches. Every king, not only Ramses. One is the throne name. When you take the throne, you give yourself a title. So what would you like to call yourself when you get the throne? Okay, your name is Bessam, but when I get the throne of Egypt, I want to name myself something else. I'm going to add to myself. The son of the Nile, for example. I am the star of the sky. Whatever you would like to title yourself, and that's very comfortable to title yourself whatever you like, right? So here we have got, if you can please follow my finger, Wusser, the jackal with the standing erected ears, is Wusser. Ma'at, justice, the lady of justice, the lady of order. Oh yes, order and justice was a lady in ancient Egypt.
Wow.
So you girls have got something to say. I mean, you guys better, you know.
Women had a very important role in ancient Egypt,
Oh
I would
yes,
have
look,
to say.
I mean, justice. There is nothing more important than justice.
Absolutely.
And she is Ma'at with the feather on her head. So whenever you see a lady with the feather on her head,
Ma'at.
she's Ma'at of justice. Everything that justice says is going to be obeyed. Because justice is how the country will work with. The constitution of the country is justice. So whenever you say something with the feather on your head, it's obeyed. What do you think yourself? A lady with the feather on her head? And that's a saying that we say in the streets of Egypt today. Why? From where this business of your feather on your head?
From Ma'at.
Wow.
Because Ma'at has got to be obeyed. Justice. There is no kidding with justice. So Wusser, Ma'at, Ra. Okay, so that's easy one. Ra, the sun. Right? And then Wusser, Ma'at, Ra, step N. This is letter N, guys. So whenever you see a zigzag water waves, it's letter N. If your name of your brother, your father, your mother has got an N, so it's got a zigzag waves of the river. Ra, once again. So all in all, Wusser, Ma'at, Ra, step N, Ra. This cartouche is from Abu Simbel. Is from the temple of yesterday. And of today, inshallah, for tomorrow. Strong is, so we get the strength here. We're talking about the strength. Strong in right is Ra. Right, like in justice, like righteous. Right? So this spells in English, strong in right. Your right is strong. Your justice is strong. So right, strong in right is Ra. Right? Step N Ra, chosen of Ra. He is the selected by the sun. So this is so romantic, that is, and also very powerful, as you mentioned before. So this is the interpretation. In the temples of Abu Simbel and others, Ramesses II would like to give himself a title and also a description. He calls himself Falcon King.
He was chosen by the gods.
Once again, I'm the falcon. I soar around heavens. I protect the country with my wings. I'm strong, I'm fast, I'm piercing vision. Every feature of the falcon is I am the Falcon King. Strong bull, because the bulls are strong. They are headlong, they are bashing. So I'm the strong bull, says Ramesses II, 1200s BC, in texts of Abu Simbel. Beloved of right, beloved of the justice love me. This is amazing how you describe yourself. Protector of Egypt, he calls himself. And he who curbs the foreign lands, because the foreign lands wants to invade Egypt. No, with Ramesses, I'm there to protect the country.
Very interesting.
Wow. Passes a very strong message.
Yeah. This is the idea of temples in ancient Egypt. I'm trying to tell you that
everything has a story behind it.
Oh yes. And I'm happy you mentioned this sentence.